Additional hostile contacts. Incoming hostiles detected. System disrupted.
Enemy sighted.
System back online.
Suppress him. I'll go around. Target's hurt.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
No way. That's a good spot for a turret.
If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up, Mod Squad? Welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, if you're already subscribed to me, then don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommended section, which in turn helps the channel grow. Interaction is a big part of what helps us in the YouTube algorithm, and the extra support is very much appreciated. Today's build is all about efficiency, getting through activities as fast as possible with minimal effort. This build is perfect for all heroic content, and is currently my favourite to use when leveling up my SHD watch. This, in my opinion, is the best build to use to speedrun through any content in the game. You can also use this build in Legendary, which you'll see in today's gameplay. Before I go any further, I know a lot of you console players will be turned off by this build because it is clearly a headshot build. I'm main console, and you can use aim assist to your advantage and gain easy headshots. It just takes a little bit of practice. I also know another turn off for you guys might be the gun that I'm using in the gameplay. That being the Regulus pistol, a weapon you obtain by doing the second raid. Now, getting that gun isn't easy, but I can say to you that it is more than worth it. If you haven't got the Regulus and you want to get it, then you need to look for people that do raid carries, as there are communities and content creators out there like GC Rock and Bishop Boas who do them. It's just a matter of reaching out to them. Now, for those of you who are just not down for doing the raid in order to get the Regulus, I have some good news. There's a couple of substitutes for the Regulus pistol that you can easily get, that being the high-end D50 or the Exotic Liberty pistol. Both extremely easy to get, and both have very high base damage, which will allow you to one-shot. You just won't get the epic explosion that can wipe out clusters of NPCs. Now, there's a few ways you can run this build, but what really matters is the chest and bag talent, along with having over 150% headshot damage. Currently, I'm using the Chain Killer chest piece, which has perfect headhunter on it. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Damage is capped at 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. Hence why I said having over 150% headshot damage was important. This talent is what's going to allow us to one-shot reds, purples and elites. And as you can see, it's very consistent as long as you're chaining your headshots. Now, when it comes to the backpack, I have two options you can use, one being a Walker and Harris backpack with the talent Vigilance, which increases total weapon damage by 25%, taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. This talent's good because it gives you 25% weapon damage off the bat, and you're rarely going to lose that damage while your shield's up. My reason for the bag being Walker and Harris is because it's going to give you the 2-piece, which is 5% damage to armor. The only thing about using this version is you lack in survivability and have a weaker shield. This is why I run the second and more overpowered option, that being the Exotic Memento backpack, the best piece of gear in a game for solo play. The reason I favour the Memento is because it gives us 60% weapon damage thanks to its short and long term buff. I gain extra survivability in the form of 3% armor regen, so I'm healing behind my shield, and the skill efficiency and skill tier buffs my bulwark shield, making it even tankier, and when paired with the Artificer Hive repairs a good amount of the shield, so it rarely ever goes down. Also, when pairing it with the Artificer Hive, it doesn't put either of your skills on cooldown when you have all directives on, which makes farming SHD watch levels easier. This build is great for both new and veteran players, and it's simple to make, extremely effective, and is all about DPS and farming efficiency. Now we have gone over the build and I'll showcase a little bit of what it's capable of. Let's get into a quick build breakdown. So starting off with the specialization, we're using the Technician. There are two main reasons we're using it. One is because we get the extra skill tier. This is going to buff not only our shield but the Artificer Hive, which in turn is going to buff our shield again. And secondly, like I just mentioned, the Artificer Hive. This is a skill that you can wear holstered. You don't have to place it down. You just wear it holstered and it is going to help heal your shield. And that is pretty much it for the specialization. Getting into the build breakdown, starting off with the primary weapon, which is the Exotic Regulus pistol. You get this from doing the second raid. As you can see, it has a very high base damage of 719.3k. With full memento stacks, that goes up to around 800. We have 160 RPM with 6 in the magazine. This thing does really kick So I would suggest if you're on console is to aim in, shoot, use that aim assist to your advantage. Looking at the talent, we have headshot kills, create a 5-meter explosion, dealing 400% weapon damage and applying bleed to all enemies hit. Basically, this gun is extremely good for spawn trapping, so if you know the rooms in which NPCs are going to come out of, just sit there and wait and boom, you can wipe them all out. It's what makes running through SHD levels so easy. Looking at the attachments, on the magazine you have 10% reload speed, and on the muzzle you have 20% accuracy. Now if you do not have the regular pistol, like I said earlier, two substitutes, the D50 or the Liberty pistol. The D50 is the high-end version of the Liberty. It is just as effective. I probably left some gameplay somewhere in the video showing how effective it is with the Liberty. Looking at the attachments on this, you have 5% headshot damage on the sight, you have 5% crit chance on the muzzle, 15% rate of fire on the invisible grip, and the magazine gives you 15% weapon handling. Moving on to gear pieces now, starting off with our mask, we have the Punch Drunk mask, which gives us 20% pistol damage. We have 15% weapon damage, 20% headshot damage, 6% critical hit chance, and 10% headshot damage via a mod. We have the Walker and Harris Chain Killer chest piece, giving us 5% weapon damage. We have 15% weapon damage, 10% headshot damage, 6% crit chance, and 9.2% headshot damage via a mod. And I went over the talent earlier on in the video. If you guys want to pause the video to go over it again, feel free. Moving on to our holster now, we have a Providence Defense holster giving us 15% headshot damage. We have 15% weapon damage, 6% crit chance, and 10% headshot damage. We have the named Foxplayer knee pads giving us 10% rifle damage, 50% weapon damage, 8% damage to targets out of cover, and 10% headshot damage. You can run a rifle this build and you'll one-shot just as effectively if you have a high enough base damage rifle. Moving on to our gloves, we have the Contractor gloves giving us 10% LMG damage, which won't apply to this build. We have 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to armor, which is why we are using these gloves, and we have 10% headshot damage. And then finally, the most overpowered piece of gear in the game in my opinion, the Memento backpack. Best thing to use for a solo player, 15% weapon damage, 170k armor, 1 extra skill tier, and then 9.4% headshot damage via a mod. And then you have the kill confirmed talent, guys. Feel free to pause the video to go over this in greater detail. Onto the skills, we have the Bulwark Shield. We have a 4.9% shield health mod here. We have damage bonus here, which doesn't apply. And then we have a 4.6% shield health here. Onto our second skill, which is the Artificial Hive. This is what is going to buff and heal our shield. When it comes to the mods, guys, I'm still pretty clueless to what actually works with this hive. I have still not picked up a single mod that really changes anything to do with this hive. If you guys know any mods that actually work with this hive, let me know in the comment section below. It'd be very much appreciated. Moving on to the stat sheet now, guys, and I'm not going to talk through it, but I will say we have 233.6% headshot damage, and that's just OP. A really great build to speedrun any content in the game. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommend section and helps us grow. We're on that road to 40k, guys. Thank you for 35k subscribers. Feel free to drop a comment down below, guys, and I'll reply like I always do, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mob Squad.
Active terminal detected.
Coming up. Hostile civilian target.
detected.